Hello, my name is Grace. In my family, you had to be a success. My family loved money. They loved power. They loved looking perfect. I was their one big problem. I was the daughter who was not perfect. I was not a secret they locked away in a room. I was the secret they ignored right at the dinner table. They called me their creative daughter. They called me their dreamer. These sound like nice words. But in my family, they were not. They were just a polite way to say one simple word: failure. To them, I was a failure. Before we move forward, show a little love. Please take a second to like this video. Subscribe to my channel and comment where in the world you're listening from. I love seeing how far my stories travel. My family, the Millers, were not people. They were a brand. My father, Robert Miller, was a man who saw the world in spreadsheets. He was a high-level executive at a bank. My mother, Helen, was a woman who saw the world as a social ladder. Her job was to host perfect dinners and know the right people. My older sister, Sophie, was their masterpiece. Sophie was just like them. She was a corporate lawyer. She was cold, smart, and successful. She wore sharp suits and drove a car that cost more than my apartment. And then there was me, Grace. I was not a banker. I was not a lawyer. I was an artist. I worked at a small local art gallery. I did not make a lot of money. I loved my job. I loved helping new artists. I loved the smell of paint and possibility. But to my family, my job was a joke. It was a hobby I had not grown out of. At family dinners, which felt more like board meetings, I was the failed investment. My father would ask Sophie about her new clients. He would ask my mother about her new charity event. Then he would turn to me. He would sigh. "Grace," he would say, "are you still playing with those paintings? I heard the bank is hiring tellers. At least that is a real job. With benefits." My sister Sophie was worse. "Oh, Dad, leave her alone," she would say, with a smile that never reached her eyes. "Someone has to be the starving artist. It makes the rest of us look better." They did not love me. They tolerated me. I was a stain on their perfect, successful picture. I knew this. I tried to pretend it did not hurt. But it hurt. It hurt every single day. One rainy Tuesday, my entire world changed. I was walking home from the gallery. I was crossing the street. The crosswalk light was green. I was thinking about a new painting I wanted to start. I did not hear the car. I did not see it. I just felt the impact. A bang. A sudden, terrible pain. And then, darkness. I woke up in a hospital. The lights were too bright. My head was pounding. My leg! My leg was in a huge metal frame. A doctor stood over me. He had kind eyes. "You are very lucky, Grace," he said. "You were hit by a car. You have a badly broken leg, a broken arm, and a concussion. You are going to need several surgeries. You are going to be here for a long time." I started to cry. Not from the pain, but from the fear. A long time? Surgeries? My little job at the gallery? My insurance was not good. This would cost... I could not even imagine. I was alone. I was scared. I needed my family. I called my mother first. Her voice was bright and happy. She was at a hair salon. I could hear the dryers. "Grace, what is it, darling?" "I am in a hurry." "Mom," I sobbed. I was in an accident. A car hit me. I am at the hospital. My leg is broken. My arm. They said I need surgery. I am so scared." The line was quiet. The sound of the hairdryers stopped. "An accident?" she said. Her voice was not worried. It was annoyed. "Oh, Grace, that is just... What awful timing. This is Sophie's big weekend. Her firm is flying us all to Hawaii. We are leaving tomorrow." I could not breathe. "Hawaii? Mom, I am in the hospital. I do not know what to do." "Well, you will have to handle it, dear," she said. Her voice was cold now. "I cannot cancel our trip. The tickets are non-refundable. Your father and Sophie have been planning this for months. You are an adult. You will just have to figure it out." She hung up. I stared at the phone. "You will have to figure it out." I was shaking. Maybe my father would help. I called him. He answered on the first ring. "What is it, Grace?" "I am in a meeting." I told him everything. The accident. The surgeries. The hospital. I was crying so hard I could barely speak. He did not say, "Are you okay?" He did not say, "I am coming." He was silent for a long, cold moment. Then he spoke. His voice was the voice he used at the bank, the one with no emotion. "Grace, what are the medical bills going to be?" I do not know," I whispered. "A lot. I am so scared," he sighed. It was a sigh I had heard my whole life, the sigh of disappointment. "Grace," he said, "you have no savings. You have a useless job with bad insurance. You are a financial black hole. I have spent my entire life building my wealth. Your mother and we cannot get pulled into your mess. We cannot let you drain us. Drain you? I whispered. I could not believe what I was hearing. Dad, I am your daughter. I am in the hospital. I could have died. But you did not, he said. And now you have to be realistic. We cannot pay for this. We will not pay for this. You are on your own. This is the hard lesson you needed to learn. I was speechless. I was broken. I called my sister Sophie, my last hope. Sophie, please, I begged. They are going to Hawaii. They are leaving me. Please, talk to them. I cannot do this alone. Sophie laughed. A short, cruel laugh. Oh, Grace, you finally did it. You finally hit rock bottom. Look, I'm sorry you got hit by a car. That is tough, but I cannot let you drag us down with you. I have a career. I have a reputation. I cannot be associated with this kind of disaster. I'm sorry. You will have to find a way. Just do not call us again. Have a nice recovery. She hung up. I dropped the phone. The room was spinning. My family, my mother, my father, my sister, they had abandoned me. They had left me broken in a hospital bed to go to Hawaii. They had left me to be crushed by a mountain of debt I could never pay. I was truly completely alone. The next few days were a blur of pain. I had the first surgery on my leg. When I woke up, a nurse told me I had a visitor. I thought they came back. My heart jumped. They came back for me. But the man who walked into my room was not my father. He was an old man. He wore a very expensive suit, but his eyes were sad. He looked terrified. Miss Grace Miller? He asked. His voice was shaking. Yes, I said. He sat down slowly. My name is Elias Thorne, he said. I was the driver. I was the one who hit you. My brakes. It was raining. I am so sorry. I cannot tell you how sorry I am. I looked at him.
The man who hit me.
I should have been angry. I should have been yelling. But I had no energy left. I had no anger. I was just empty. Please, I whispered. Just go. I must, he said, but I called your family, your father. I wanted to tell him I would pay for everything. I would take full responsibility. And he told me you were not his problem. He told me to never call his number again. I turned my head away. I did not want this stranger to see me cry. I heard him sit there for a long time. Finally, he spoke again. My nurse, he said, told me they are all going to Hawaii. Is that true? They are leaving you here like this? I did not answer. I just nodded. I heard him take a deep, shaky breath. My children, he said, his voice low. They are just like that. They have not called me in 5 years. They are just waiting for me to die, waiting for my money. I have no family. Not really, he stood up. I will not leave you, Grace. I cannot. I will pay for everything. The best doctors, the best care. You will not pay a single penny. It is the least I can do. I did not see him again for a week. But he was true to his word. I was moved to a private room. The best surgeons in the state came to see me. I had a second surgery. A third. The pain was awful. But I was not alone. The nurses were kind. They said Mr. Thorne had arranged for everything. After my fourth surgery, he came back. He did not look like a guilty man. He just looked lonely. He brought me a book. I thought you might be bored, he said. He stayed. He sat in the chair. We did not talk about the accident. We talked about books. We talked about art. I told him about the gallery. He told me he used to love painting before he got busy making money. He came back the next day, and the day after that. For 2 months, I was in that hospital and in a recovery center. Mr. Elias Thorne visited me every single day. My family, not one call, not one text. They had vanished. They had cut me out of their lives like I was nothing. Elias became my friend. He was a sad, kind, funny old man. He told me about his life, how he built his company from nothing, how his children grew up to be just like my family, cold, greedy, and empty. They do not see me, Grace, he told me. They only see my bank account. You are like me. You see the art. You see the color in the world. They only see the price tag. He paid for my physical therapy. He paid for my lost wages. He even paid for a new apartment for me since I had lost my old one. He helped me heal. When I was finally able to walk again with a cane, I met him for lunch. I wanted to thank him. Elias, I said, you saved my life. Not just from the accident, but from everything. No, Grace, he said. He smiled. You saved mine. 3 months later, Elias passed away. He did not die from an accident. His heart just stopped in his sleep. I was heartbroken. I had lost the only person on earth who had ever been kind to me. I went to his funeral. I was the only person there besides his lawyer. His children did not even come. The next day, the lawyer called me. His name was Mr. Fields. "Miss Miller," he said, "Mr. Thorne has left you something in his will. Can you come to my office?" I went. I thought he had left me a painting, or maybe some money for the gallery. I sat in a big leather chair. Mr. Fields opened a large envelope. "Grace," he said, "Mr. Thorne was a very unique man. He had a very specific worldview. He felt the world had shown him. And you, a great injustice. And he wanted to correct it. He passed a piece of paper to me. He changed his will 6 weeks ago. He disowned his 3 children. Completely. And he left his entire estate. All of it. To you?" I looked at the paper. I read the words. The entire Elias Thorne estate, $12 million. To Grace Miller. I could not speak. $12 million. "He left a note," Mr. Fields said. He handed me an envelope. I opened it. It was Elias's handwriting. "My dear Grace," it said, "do not feel guilty. This is not a reward. It is justice. My children and your parents are the same. They are parasites. They only take. You, Grace, are a creator. You give. Do not let them take this from you. Use this money to make the world more beautiful. And do not let those greedy fools have a single penny. Your friend, Elias." I left that office a different person. I was not the starving artist. I was not the family failure. I was one of the richest women in the state. I bought the gallery I used to work at. I started a fund for new artists. I bought a beautiful house, the house Elias had left me. I was healing. I was happy. And then, of course, the news broke. It was in the paper. Mysterious philanthropist leaves $12 million fortune to former accident victim. The story had my name. It had my family's name. My phone, which had been silent for almost a year, began to ring. It was my mother. I let it ring, then a text. "Grace, darling, we saw the news. We have been so worried. Are you okay? Call me. We need to see you." Then my father. Then Sophie. Text after text. Call after call. "We were just about to come visit. We were giving you space to heal. We have missed you so much." They were lies, all of it. The next day they showed up. They drove their expensive cars to the giant iron gates of my new home. They buzzed the intercom. I told my staff to let them in. I was not the broken girl in the hospital bed. I was waiting for them in the grand living room. I was wearing a beautiful dress. I was strong. I was healed. They walked in. Their eyes went wide. They looked at the paintings on the walls. They looked at the marble floors. They looked at me. "Grace," my mother cried. She ran to hug me. I did not hug her back. I just stood there like a statue. "Oh, darling," she said, pulling away. "Look at this place. It is incredible, that poor man. You must be so wealthy." "Robert, look at this," my father said, touching a sculpture. "This is real money." Sophie was just staring at me. Her eyes were doing math. "Grace," she said, her voice trying to sound sweet, "we need to talk. This is a lot of money. You do not know how to manage this. You are an artist. You need a lawyer. You need me. I can protect this for you. I can put it in a trust for the family. The family," I said. My voice was quiet. The room was suddenly very still. "You want to talk about the family?" "Yes, of course," my father said. He tried to smile. "We are here for you, Grace. Now that you are secure, we can finally be a family again." "I made some calls," I said. My voice was cold. "From the hospital. I do not know if you remember." Their faces froze. "I called you, Mother," I said, looking at her. "I told you I was scared. I told you I needed surgery. And you told me, what was it? Oh, yes. What awful timing. You told me you could not cancel your non-refundable tickets to Hawaii. And you hung up." My mother's face went pale. I did not know how bad it was." "Then I called you, Father," I said, turning to him. "I told you I could have died, and you asked me what the bills would be. You told me I was a financial black hole. You told me you would not let me drain you. You told me I was on my own." My father had no words. He just stared at me. "And you, Sophie," I said to my sister. "My last hope." You laughed. "You told me I was dragging you down. You told me not to call again." I walked over to the window. I looked out at the beautiful garden. Elias's garden. I was in that hospital for 2 months. I had 4 surgeries. I had to learn how to walk again. You went to Hawaii. You had a lovely time, I'm sure. We were wrong, my father stammered. We made a mistake. We are so sorry. You have to forgive us. We are your blood. You are not my family, I said. I turned back to them. My eyes were dry. My heart was cold. My family was a kind old man named Elias Thorne. The man who hit me. He was more of a father to me in 2 months than you were in my entire life. He sat with me. He held my hand. He paid my bills. He saw me. When you abandoned me. Grace, please, my mother begged. She was crying now. We are in some trouble. Your father, the bank, we need help. You have so much money. You can help us, I almost laughed. Help you? You want me to help you? You told me to figure it out. So, figure it out. You are all adults. You are all so successful. You do not need a starving artist. You do not need a financial black hole. I walked to the door. I opened it. This is not your home. You are not welcome here. This is the legacy of a good man. You will not touch it. You will not be a part of it. You will regret this, Grace. My father yelled, "We will fight this! We will take you to court." Go ahead, I said. My lawyers are better than you, Sophie. My money is older than yours, Father. You will not win. You already lost. You lost the day you left me to rot in that hospital. I looked at them one last time. 3 greedy, empty, pathetic people. Now please, I said. Get out of my house. They did not move. I did not have to say anything else. My head of staff, a man Elias had trusted for 20 years, stepped forward. He showed them the door. I watched them go. I watched my mother sob. I watched my father shake with anger. I watched my sister look at me with pure, cold hate. I closed the door, and for the first time in my entire life, I felt truly, completely free.